Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at XLM. Asked to get this coverage here pretty consistent, and we'll definitely do that for you. Make sure we're staying on top of things. A lot of my community members took some nice, healthy, short profits. We did as well. Also on my BingX account, my copy trading account, be sure to check that out. It was a small percentage, but I wanted to make sure to keep it safe because we got a lot of copy traders and make sure we didn't go too ham, if you will. But yeah, again, awesome stuff. Congrats again to our community members who took some profits there. We're going to see what's going to happen next. My speculation is based on Elliott Wave that we've hit our fifth and final higher higher essentially, or a third higher higher to effectively give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. And we're on our way back down with ABC. So we'll check that out and much more. Obviously, kind of take a look at that, kind of see what's going on in the overall sense of things, and just help you understand best practice and big picture. If you are new to the channel, though, keep in mind I'm not a financial advisor, right? I love teaching people to trade. Truly hope you can learn something here today if you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is the website, linked down below. We'll help you become a little bit better. We have trading signals. I've got a trading academy as well with a lot of private videos to help you get back on track. And more importantly, too, we got an amazing community where we all learn and grow together. We took some nice profits tonight, or last night rather, with a 13% Bitcoin trade. I think that's awesome just based on the fact that Bitcoin kind of pumped up last night, up towards about, 30,400, and dumped pretty hard this morning with a $1 billion sell-off. All that information is available on our cash trading here for our Twitter as well if you want to kind of stay abreast. Our Telegram, too, we also provide that as well. But generally speaking, it's awesome to check this out. Be sure to reference that in your own time if you want some good fundamental and technical data. So when it comes to XLM, what we want to talk about is a few things. First of all, I drew the Fibonacci retracement levels from the most recent high to the most recent low in case it were to bounce. Now, hypothetically, it will bounce from here because we've hit our A pattern here. What I mean by A is we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at their highest point there at 0.18, basically 18 cents. And the price pulled back down all the way to this level here at about 16. I'm rounding up a little bit there rather, but keep in mind if this is the bottom, then our ABC will effectively continue, right? Now, if it's not the bottom, we'll just continue to drag this down lower until we hit our bottom, and then those will be the new bouncing points, okay? So again, we'll talk about those levels here in a minute. Those are some dollar cost average targets. We took a look at the daily here, though. Keep in mind, we're still overextended on the 4-hour and the 1-hour, and that was leading into yesterday, right? And same thing here today with the daily. We are looking at the MACD, or correction, this is not the MACD. The MACD is fully converging, right? But the 4-hour and the daily is looking pretty strong here for the RSI. And what I mean by that is overextended. Now, when I say overextended or strong, it basically just implies that the price action is considerably overbought, right? Which implies that the price could come down further, and probably should, but it would make more sense for us to get a little bounce off this low point first. Keep in mind, Bitcoin sold off pretty heavy, and that did cause XLM to come down a little harder. And it's just kind of one of those things where we can kind of see here that we're at above 70 on the RSI. We have full-on convergence here for the stochastics, as well as the money flow index is high. So again, while shorting into this coin has been proven to be beneficial, there's a good chance that it could sustain this price point too, because we got a lot of volume still maintaining over the last couple of days. Okay. So keep in mind, volume stays high, the price will stay out with it, okay? So again, daily still looks strong, so keep this in mind. We're not in a position where the price is just going to drop like a rock, but it is fairly overextended, and there's a lot of fair value here that could get filled even still. We got a fair value gap downwards of about 11 cents, okay? So keep that in mind. That's kind of what we're looking at there. So when it comes to the 4-hour, what we want to take a look at is, of course, this overextension. We're now finally back down under 70 in the RSI, which is good. That's helpful because it kind of gives us that realisticness of the fact that, hey, this overextension is done. Is the price going to consolidate at a previous high? So the most recent high, remember I talked about this yesterday, 16 cents was the previous high for the candlestick close in the 4-hour, and we couldn't close above that for a few times here. Once we pumped up above it, obviously it makes sense that we're above there. That should work as a support level now. So hypothetically, 16 cents is the new bottom. Okay? We got to assume that that's the case until it doesn't happen again, all right? So in that case, though, what we want to do is look at the 20-day set moving average here and kind of recognize that it is going to be a trend setter, okay? Now, I'm just kind of drawing this line here arbitrarily to kind of give the perspective of the fact that we are ascending here so far, and the 20-day SMA is working concurrent with it. The 20 on the 4-hour and the daily both run as pretty strong, consistent trend lines, okay? So again, that's where this trend line is coming from. Yes, it's an arbitrary line on the charts, but it's also relevant to kind of give you perspective of the fact that we break down below that level, there's a decent chance we'll be more so bearish. Until then, we want to assume the price is going to go up. At least progress upwards. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to shoot up today, but it will continue upwards overall. We've also got a MACD on the horizon as well. Keep in mind the MACD divergence, if this were to diverge, it'll probably be intersecting with this trend line and breaking below it at that point. Okay, so a lot of these things kind of come to a head at the same time. And at that point, that's when you shift your momentum mentally from bearish or from bullish and right now, right, to bearish once we break through those trend lines. Okay, but right now we haven't broken through there. We're now under 70 on the RSI, which is nice, kind of a nice, cooler, calmer perspective, and we're no longer overextended. This is more realisticness, if you will. Okay, so it's kind of averaging itself out at this average true range of roughly 16 cents. Taking a look at the volume profile, what do you know? We're seeing the most amount of volume at this level, which does imply, once again, further support. Okay, we lose that level, price will probably drop down to this 11-cent range to fill that gap. Just a thought. Okay, so on the hourly, what we want to take a quick look at here is the Ichimoku cloud. We're still above the cloud, but keep in mind, lagging spans no longer free and clear of the price action, which does imply that your long position should have been closed by now. Okay. Furthermore, TD sequential, we can see this overextension to a 9, pulled back. That's where we shorted right in this little range here, and then took some profits. I think it was right there in the 0.158, 0.159, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a quick look here. Trade history XLM. Yeah, so we closed at 0.159. Okay. So again, took some healthy, safe profits. Could have rode it all the way down to 0.156, but again, with my copy traders, following me and just making sure that we're trying to stay safe with some of those trades, I like to make sure that we don't get too crazy. And honestly, I didn't have time to watch the charts all day. Truth be told, I like to swing trade and hold a position for longer periods of time, and that is my day trading account. Keep in mind that's totally separate from my premium account as well for my members, because again, one is just kind of a personal account. The others are ones specifically for my traders. That being said, XLM at this point on the hourly, we're not overextended to the downside, nor are we overextended to the upside here previously. But once again, that overextension, it has to come to an end, right? So with us being kind of right here retesting this level, this is a good chance that we're going to see the price break down. Now, what I mean by that is if you take a look here at Elliott Wave, we can kind of see we've had our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. We've established 3 higher highs and 2 higher lows. Following that, we can also see that we've tentatively hit our lower low here at our A, which is that previous support at 16 cents, just below, right? 15.9. So that being said, if that were to be the bottom, right, then what we're looking at is a potential increase to one of these 3 levels before the next pullback. And again, when I say potential, Elliott Wave is good about just kind of giving you potential ranges of where prices are going to go. It's never an exact science, but Fibonacci retracement levels are pretty good about predicting future movements, and there's common characteristical locations in which the price will consolidate or retrace. In this case here, we can see 0.382, 0.5, and 0.618 as those common retracement zones. That's what Elliott Wave is anticipating. In other words, the price should come up to reject off one of these 3 levels. 0.5 is the most common characteristic for a retracement, and then 0.618 is a secondary. So my speculation is we'll come up to about 0.17, 0.172, and effectively pull back from there. Okay. Once again, the reason why that is the case is because we're establishing higher lows rather, and lower highs right here. Okay, so again, when the price action comes up, it'll get rejected. That's where the ABC pattern comes in, down, up, and then down again. So this next lower will break below this point here. But there's a stronger likelihood of the price increasing before it decreases next. Once again, a lot of this is contingent on Bitcoin pulling its head out of its ass, right? If Bitcoin can recover back up to this 30,000 range, then XLM will definitely pull this off here and hit that range. If Bitcoin goes down to 29,000 or lower in the immediate future, you can expect XLM to lose that support level. That will matter very little, because as strong as XLM is, it's one of those coins that's going to probably continue to go lower if we see a correction from the big dog himself, right? Again, just some things you got to recognize. There's kind of a big ecosystem. They all kind of work together hand in hand. And if you can understand that, you'll be a lot better off, right? This is not exact science, but it gives you a pretty good approximation. It gets you a much better chance of just flipping a coin and hoping for the best. It gets you in a situation where you can be the house instead of playing against the house, if you will, right? All right, so again, hopefully that makes sense for you. Be sure to check out again my Twitter if you would like to stay abreast on some tactical and fundamental data. We got some cool stuff over there. I have a Telegram as well if that's more your speed. Same exact scenario there, right? I just put out potential playout charts for Litecoin. There's a lot of different coins that I cover on a daily basis, so make sure to check that out. And obviously, you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is a site. We've got tons of affiliations. One last thing to note: we've got a BingX, basically a competition right now going. So congrats to our community members who are taking part in that, doing very well. I'll highlight those results here soon. And then also, furthermore, too, with BingX, we got a new exclusive offer until July 31st that allows for you to get upwards of $150 deposit bonus with depositing just $50 and then concurrently trading with 3,000 volume. Super easy if you do a leverage trade. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Reach out. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for your time. See you next one.